Hi, I'm Pratham. Today we are here to learn about the concept how the exactly browser works when you click google.com or something else on the URL. So let's understand this concept. So we have a browser here. Let me draw it. It's a browser. When you type something here like www.youtube.com, so what does browser do? It calls, it first checks the browser cache that the URL you have typed it's already visited by you ever, so that is cache the IP address of that URL, and it gives you back when you again going to visit that website. So browser asks, hey man, you have the IP address of this URL? Browser says, yeah, I have. So it gives me back. If not, then browser look around the DNS server. So what is exactly DNS server? DNS server is a domain name server which stores all the registered domains correspond to their IP address. So browser now calls the DNS server that, hey man, you have the IP address of this URL. Then DNS servers check their directory. Actually, there are so many types of DNS server. The firstly browser calls the root level DNS server, like the URL, the last part of the URL is called the root level of the DNS, like .com, .in. Actually, all the DNS server, all the URL at DNS server is cached. So if it is found here, then it gives, yeah, it is the IP address of this URL and gives back to your browser. If not, then it goes to the sub level the DNS server, which is known as TLD name server. It stores all the sub level domains like Google, like YouTube. They are the sub-level domain, and .com are the root level domain, and it checks, hey man, do you have this? If it has, then it gives back to the root level, then root level backs to the browser. If it is not, then we have the final DNS server, called Authoritative name server. Sorry for spelling. Name server. Okay, exactly. Authoritative name server has all the registered domains corresponding to their IP address. So if the URL exactly exists in the world, then it should be present here. So authoritative name server searches searches about the URL. Actually, it is not cached here. Then it gives back to the sub-level domain server, DNS server. Then it gives back to the root level. Then it gives back to the browser. So when the browser gets the IP address, all thing is done by using the DHCP protocol, dynamic host configuration protocol, and address resolution protocol. When browser gets the IP address, then it tries to reach to the web server or exactly at the particular port where the web is hosting, that is port 80 by default. So it tries to make the TCP connection to the web server. Hey man, Are you there? I want to make a TCP connection. Actually, TCP connection is a three-way handshaking. So firstly, uh, TCP is a three-way handshaking. So firstly, browser say, hey, browser sends the sync packet to the web server, and if the server exists, then it sends the sync plus acknowledgement packet to the browser that I have exist, and we can make a connection. Then browser receives the sync plus acknowledgement packet. Then browser sends the acknowledgement to the server. Hey, one hey, I have received the acknowledgement packet, so let's make the connection. Then the connection established between the browser and the server, and you get the all the static content or dynamic content which is being hosted on the server to your browser, and sees the beautiful website. And this is how the exactly browser works. When you when you type any URL, and it's the URL. If you like the content, please share the video and subscribe the channel, and you will get the more interesting about the real engineering things at this channel. Please subscribe and press the bell icon. Thank you.